Hello, everyone. This is Karen Cornell, your Creative Memories Advisor, and I am excited to do another project recipe with you. I've gotten great feedback from last week's project recipe number 13 that many of you said you absolutely loved it, couldn't wait to do it again with some other papers and different punches. It was just a really favorite one. So definitely mark that in your brain and save it and use it again, because it's amazing how quickly the layout changes when you change the papers in the punch. So it looks completely different, like a fresh new idea, but only you will know that you've done it before. So that's fantastic. We are going to be working with project recipe number 2 today. If you like my videos, I try to keep them under 30 minutes because I know we're all busy. I'm a busy mom of 2 girls. And it's just, we don't have time to sit here for hours watching me do a layout. So I try to keep them short. So if you like my videos, like my page, Karen Cornell Scrapbooking, and also my Facebook page, Karen Cornell Scrapbooking. So let's get started. Let me switch my camera. Like I said, we're going to do project recipe number 2. If you don't have the book, as I say every week, don't stress. I will walk you through every single cut. Let's talk about what you're going to need. You are going to need a border punch or a border maker cartridge. I am doing the Spiderwebs frame because I am going to teach you how to make some embellishments that look like spiderwebs at the end of this video to add a little more pizzazz to this Halloween layout. You are also going to need another border maker cartridge or a frame that attaches. So remember, if it attaches, you have the silver that connects so that you would actually have to cut to make a border, or it can stay attached. And see, if you look right here, we are going to keep this attached to our black cardstock to add a little bit of flair to the side of our page. So I love that. So lots of different techniques in this layout today. Not too hard, so don't worry. You are going to need a piece of cardstock and a designer paper for your base pages. You are also going to need 2 designer papers and 1 cardstock for your cutting. So a total of 5 pieces of paper and cardstock. You'll need your 12-inch trimmer, your border maker system, all that good stuff. So let's get started. Like I tell you all the time, I always lay out my papers ahead of time. So these are my 2 base pages. I make sure they're in the right direction because this is directional paper. In our first cut, we're going to punch, then cut. So, because we are trying to make a border. So we are going to be using, or I am going to be using my Spiderwebs. And I like to use my little mat here. So we are going to punch on this side. There we go. And on the inside, when you're doing a border, you're going to punch. There's a little line right inside that tells you where to line your paper up. So you're going to line your paper up there. I always line it up like sitting down, and then I stand to punch. And you're going to line it up in the center of the blue and the silver. So you're cutting all the silver. You're covering up the silver part on the design. Also, the center of my spider web is in the center line. There is a center line. So that also helps make sure I'm cutting straight and symmetrical. So it will make a straight border. If not, it'll be a little wonky. And I did have a little bit of this. I just tear it off. It's fine. Then we're going to, oops, sorry. Didn't mean to make a big crash. Dump that in the trash. I think every week I put in a request for these mats because lots of people want them now that I've been using them a lot. So put in your product suggestions on to see it to the CM website. So 1.5. And I'm going to cut it this way because that's making me nervous. I don't, sorry. When it goes to one, pretty much 1.5, I like to flip it. So we're going to go cut this border. Then I flip it around again. You don't have to, but I do. I don't know. Then we're going to cut 3 inches. We're going to do 2 3-inch strips. These are going to be for our right-hand side. This is the Boo-Yah collection that came out last year, which I absolutely love. And this ends up being 4.5 inches wide, and I'm going to cut a mat to 6.5 inches wide. So that paper number 1 is done. This is extra. Great for a mat for another layout. Designer paper number 2, I'm going to cut a 3.5-inch strip. And then a 2-inch strip. And I'm actually going to be doing it like this. And then 4.5-inch mat. This is extra, so save this. Then this is going to be a 6.5-inch mat. So I'm going to cut that. And this is going to be 4 inches. So I'm going to take this. This is going to be like a great place to journal. And then by 2.5. This is trash. I said 2.5, yeah. I almost cut a 2. Glad I double checked. Check twice, cut once. Great piece to save. Okay, so then we are going to cut our cardstock next. So we're going to punch our cardstock with that same border punch from before. So line it up to that inside line. Sorry if this shakes the table a little bit. Then you're just going to cut it all the way down. I love this Spiderweb's frame punch. It is still available on my website. So if you like it, it's still available. I really have used it a lot, not just for helping stuff. It's just a neat texture. And we're going to clean that up. Come back to that at the end to teach you a fun little trick. Then we're going to cut this at 1.5. Remember, I like to do it this way. Everybody has their personal preference. Just feel more comfortable and confident in my cutting if I have the bulk of the paper on my left side. Probably because I'm right-handed. Not sure. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so we're going to cut this at 6 inches. So open that arm out. And it's 6 by 9. Save this piece because we're going to do some embellishments at the end. Teach you a little fun thing at the end. And this is 9 inches. Great for journaling or a mat later in a different layout. Now we have to punch our bat and stars. This is also still available. It's another fun one. You are going to punch this 3 times. So make sure that you push it all the way up to the top of your border maker system. Tuck this under. Remember, you have a little groove line right here. Right there. And that is going to line up with these little teeth that stick out. So that's how you know where line it up. 1, 2, 3. And you could save these little bats and stars and put them as embellishments around your page or in other layouts. They're perfectly cut. They're great for that. Okay, let's assemble. Let's get our project recipe out. So these pieces are going to go here. Make sure my bats are not flying upside down. That would be kind of funny. Then we are going to have line this up. This is going to be about 1 inch off. And then you're going to have, this is a cute layering. You could do it with the orange. The light orange. Or we could do it with the purple. So we'll see what that looks like. I think I like the purple because it makes more of a statement. And then you're going to bring this into right here. See how nicely, how quick that is to make a very bold border. I mean, very easy. Love that. Okay, then we're going to take this. It's going to be at the 3-inch mark because it's a continuation from this side. And we're going to bring our orange in on this side. Purple on this side. So this is how it's going to look. This is going to be cute. Okay, let's put it down. Start with this. I don't know about you, but these PRs are really, really helping me get a lot done. Last year was a very challenging year for me getting stuff done personally in my scrapbooking. I held a lot of events for my customers and we had a great time and I got stuff done, but just not a lot. And I think this year, I started the year off with a retreat, which highly recommend. And that helped me get it going. And I think get my mojo going, which I love. Okay, let's put this together. And now these PRs, it's forcing me to go in my craft room every week and do a layout. And it may just be the one that I film, which is fine. And then sometimes I'm very motivated to get another quick layout done. And so I'm getting like 4 pages done a week, which is fantastic. And I feel like I'm much more efficient, which is great. I'm not staring at paper, which I did a lot of last year. I need to get my silicone mat so I can do these borders. I'm going to do the purple one first. If I don't, I feel like if I'm in my craft room and I don't have a plan, I spend a lot of time staring at my stash or my pictures and don't know what to do with them. So these project recipes have really, really inspired me to get a lot done. It just took like a whole page with this layout, with this border, sorry. It's kind of fun. We're just going to layer this. See how that... Okay, I'm going to switch this because what happened was it needs to be like this so that it lines up perfectly. So before you put your tape on, double check that. I flipped it one too many times before I put it on. The beauty of Repo is you can just rub it and it comes right off. Sadly, my index finger gets a lot of exercise in this motion. Okay, so I want to stick on this side. So you might want to line it up before you put your tape on. Learn from me and my mistake. But it wasn't bad. It was easy fix. There we go. Okay, next we need to add this little piece. I'm going to actually move this over a little bit to give a little bit more on this other side. You don't have to, but I am. Another reason why I love repositionable. And if it takes a little bit of the pigment off, it's not going to matter because I'm going to cover it right back up. So I'm going to go flush up to that edge with this border so that it gives me a little bit more of an edge over here. Because I want just a little thin strip of that blacks going through. You see that? Okay. Then we are going to add, papers are sliding all over the place. Sorry. I will do better. Okay. Then we're going to add this. And I push my papers right up next to each other so I can see exactly where I want this to go to be a continuation. And I didn't put any tape here because I wanted to see what it looked like. And what I might do is put a piece of orange cardstock right behind there, like this, to make those pop a little bit. Or I could do like a light yellow. This yellow might be really pretty. Let's give it that look. This is a sticky note, but that might look cool too. So that's in the final stages. We have to decide that. So we're going to put this down. I love paper that has like grids on it. So it helps line up perfectly. Did I do that backwards? I did do that backwards. You know why I did that backwards? Because in here, I'm looking at the design over here. That's okay. Here we go. There we go. And this is going to be right next to it. And this is going to be room for a 4x6 photo. So let me grab my cards. I meant to grab these beforehand, but I forgot. I cleaned up before I did this. Isn't that fun? Okay. So we're going to put this down so I can see where I need to put this. And that's going to go right there. Then we have room for 4x6 here, 4x6 here, and then 2 more 4x6s. We have a 4x6 or a 6x4 technically. And then another 6x4. Now, there's plenty of room. You can journal with like the tape. Wow, what is it called? The stickers. You could do those. You could put a piece of vellum down to journal here as well. But I want to teach you how to add these cool little spider webs over here with this border punch. So let me grab that piece of paper that we had. This was our extra piece. Okay, so I want to teach you how to make those cute little spiderweb embellishments. So you're going to cut your paper
2 1/8.
and we are going to take our cool spiderweb frame punch and some Post-it notes, which mine fell to the floor, which I found them now. Okay, here we go. So you're going to take your Post-it notes and you're going to line it up flush against the edge there so that it's perfect along the back there. You see that? And then you're going to put it inside. The reason you do that is because if you put this paper in, you don't know where you're lining it up because you can't see outside of here. So this, adding the Post-it, is a fun little trick to elongate your paper so that you can actually see it for the lines. So I'm going to line it up there. And I'm going to punch it 6 times down here so then I'll get 6 cool embellishments. Remember, make sure it's always flush up against that edge right here. Sorry if it's shaking the table. Okay, and then this you just tear off. Now, you're going to take this and see, you just rip it off and you're going to flip it like that. You're going to take another Post-it note and attach it right there to the edge. Take off your little extras there. So you start with a clean slate, line it up, and then punch. Oh, sorry. And it's going to be a little flimsy and delicate, so be careful when you're moving it down. Make sure you line it up in the center there. Starting to get a little sneak peek of how cool this is going to be. I love when border punches or border maker cartridges give you more options. So this is at 2 1/8. You get this really cool border. Let me move this over. So you could do this as a border over here, like not on this page, but on a page. You could do that very easily. And then the fun thing to do is you could take your scissors or your micro tip and it just very carefully just cut it off. And then you've got these really cool embellishments, spiderweb embellishments that you can put around your layout. Is that not cool? I love it, love it, love it. And then you can just put them around. Get my stuff off of here. So is that not the coolest? It's so fun, so easy, just to add a little bit more pizzazz to your layout. If you accidentally cut it at 2 1/4, like I did a minute ago, and I have to refilm, but my husband put it together and you never noticed. It will come out with a little bit wider in the middle. So, and that's cool as well. If you have, you could even make it like 2 1/2 and you'd have a strip and you could put another like a border sticker down the middle. Very cool technique. So really fun. Experiment with these border punches and it makes it fun. So this is the layout. I hope you have a fabulous day. Happy scrapping. I hope you enjoyed this layout as much as I have and keep working on your stash. Have a great day. Bye.